Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card for you guys today, and today we are asking, what is your soul purpose? So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be diving into here and exploring today. Today's reading was actually a topic suggestion brought up by Monica, so thank you very much, Monica, for the suggestion. And if any of you guys have a suggestion of a particular topic or reading or pick a card that you guys would like to see me do on here, let me know. Leave a comment down below. I'm definitely open to any and all suggestions. You know, if it resonates and makes sense on this channel, of course I will dive into that for you. So yeah, so that's basically what we're doing today. And before I get started and introduce the piles here, I just want to remind you guys to give this video a thumbs up, since that definitely helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe, leave a comment. When you subscribe, hit the notification bell, because when you do that, you'll know about every time a new video goes up or whenever I go live. And I'm live every Mondays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is always a fun time. I invite you guys to hop on by and join me for that. And there's usually a fun group of people that are there for that too. So yeah, so I definitely invite you to hang out with me for that. And I'm also open and available for private readings too. So everything that you need to know about private readings, live readings, ways to contact me, social media accounts, my Etsy shop, all that good stuff, all the information, all the 411 is in the description box down below. So go ahead and hit that up for any and all information that you need to know. So that's pretty much what's going on. Anyway, let's get into these pile introductions here and see what we have going on for you guys. So pile number 1, we have a little bit of opalite, a little opalite crystal. Pile number 2, we have some angel aura quartz. Pile number 3, we have this little moon shape, and I want to say the crystal is angel aura quartz. I can't say 100% for sure though, but it may be like a certain kind of angel aura quartz, but I just love it because it's really pretty, and it's got like this purpley kind of color to it, and it's got like this little glittery part here in the middle. So this little crescent moon is pile 3. And pile 4, we have what I believe to be a rose quartz. This was actually gifted to me, so I was not told exactly what it is, but it's like shiny on the bottom. It looks kind of like rosy and everything in there. But yeah, I think that it's a rose quartz. I want to say that it is. So we're just going to say for argument's sake here on the channel that it is. So that one is pile 4. Anyways, go ahead and pick the crystal or the pile number or the timestamp, however it is that works for you. Go ahead and pick the one that stands out the most for you, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Timestamps are, of course, down below, and we're going to start things off here with pile number 1, our opalite group. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the opalite crystal, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your soul purpose is. Okay, put our opalite down, and we're going to start things off here actually with the Divine Feather Oracle. I just have one little card here from that, just to give us a little bit of insight, kind of introduce us into what it is we're going to be launching into here with the rest of the cards. So you guys got Blackbird. The magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. Ooh, so that's kind of like the perfect introduction card, I feel like, to this type of reading, because it's talking about, you know, your unique qualities, your untapped potential, all the other kind of stuff. So I feel like whatever these unique qualities are, whatever this unique potential is, we're going to unfold that right here, right now. We're going to find out what is going on. So that's like kind of the perfect card to say, all right, let's tap into this. So this reading may hopefully give you a little bit of insight as to what some of those qualities and talents and abilities are, and may spark some ideas in you on how to go out there in the world and pursue and do those things. So we have the Soul Purpose Oracle here, of course, which makes perfect sense for a soul purpose reading. And you guys got Starseed, Awakening and Shifting, Collective Consciousness, Star Child. Dreamer, Dreams of Prophecy and History. High Priestess, Trust your inner knowing. Share your sacred feminine essence. And Potion Maker, Herbs and oils, spices boiled, a witch's heart, an easy start. Okay, so first we're going to start off here with the Starseed card. Awakening and Shifting a Collective Consciousness, Star Child. So if the whole Starseed thing, for example, resonates for you, then this card is definitely for you. Most likely, if you've chosen this pile, you probably are a Starseed. And if you're not sure if you're a Starseed or not, kind of think of it this way. Do you feel like you're really, truly at home here? Or do you feel more so like you can never just seem to put your finger on it, but you can't seem to like ever feel comfortable, like you're truly at home in a sense on this planet? You may always feel like the oddball, the one who kind of just sticks out like a sore thumb. You don't really fit in. You're the round peg trying to squeeze yourself into a square hole kind of a thing. Maybe you're like known as like the black sheep, I guess you could say, of your family. Stuff like that. You don't necessarily fit in. And at the same time, you don't necessarily really want to, because like the normal way of doing things in a sense doesn't necessarily resonate with you. It doesn't necessarily vibe with you very well. So if you feel like a little like you don't necessarily belong and you kind of stand out, then this is probably you. You're probably a starseed. You're probably not from here really originally. And the reason why you're here is for this awakening and shifting of the collective consciousness, because let's be real, whether you resonate as being someone who belongs here on Earth or not, I think we can all agree that Earth is pretty screwed up right now. As human beings, we are like trashing our planet pretty much and trashing each other. And it's just been like this escalation of things over time, basically. And this is not the first time that we, as human beings, have done this. This even goes back to like biblical times. There was a flood for a reason. Everything needed to be cleansed, basically, because human beings were making such a big mess out of everything. So it kind of goes back to that. So this earth needs a lot of help. So you're here to help the earth, you're here to help earthlings. You're here to help human beings not hurt one another, not destroy one another, and not hurt and destroy the planet either. To basically spread love, because hurting people hurt people, and at the end of the day, that's what hurt people need the most, is love. You got Dreamer, Dreams of Prophecy and History. So I would definitely recommend paying attention to your dreams. Chances are you may be a very vivid dreamer. You may be someone who remembers your dreams a lot. But whatever the context is in regards to your dreams, I would definitely just pay attention to them. Write them down when you wake up so you don't forget them, because you're probably getting messages through your sleep, messages in your dream time that you don't even realize how important they are. And, considering it says dreams of prophecy and history, you may be getting insight on the past, like past lives, or maybe even seeing your own past in a new perspective that you never really looked at before. And with dreams of prophecy, obviously that's in reference to the future. You could be getting insight on future events, future things yet to happen. So either way, you are definitely getting spiritual downloads and information in your sleep. Then we have High Priestess. The High Priestess, trust your inner knowing and share your sacred feminine essence. So, considering, the High Priestess is obviously like a very high level divine feminine type of energy, most likely whoever you are watching this, you are probably a divine feminine yourself. But yeah, you know what they say, woman's intuition, right? So basically this is saying that your intuition is probably pretty highly potent. It's probably pretty powerful. So, our intuition is kind of like our gut feelings, that instinct that we just have where we just know things. So also pay attention to that. Don't just write it off. A lot of the times we write off our instincts and our gut intuition basically as nothing, as like crazy talk. It's like, oh, that doesn't make any sense, so I'm not even going to entertain that. But sometimes we need to pay attention to what doesn't make sense, because it will make sense later on at some point. So I do feel like there's this inner High Priestess inside of you, and who knows, you may even discover like in your dream time that maybe in past lives you were a High Priestess, in ancient times and things like that. There could be a connection there, but those qualities of the High Priestess are still within you. So keep tapping into that, because your gut feelings, your inner knowing and all that kind of stuff, once again, you have knowledge and information to share with other people that most other people don't know and don't have access to and don't have. And you're here to help make them aware, once again here with that awakening and shifting of the consciousness, you're here to help them, make them aware of certain things. And then we also have the Potion Maker. Herbs and oils, spices boiled, a witch's heart, an easy start. So with the Potion Maker, I basically think of someone who might be into like essential oils, things like that. So that could be a part of your purpose as well. It could be a combination of your own inner knowing about things, whether it's downloads you're getting from your dreams, or just that, still small voice within your heart that you're paying attention to. You have information to share, and I think some of that information you can even channel and download into these potions, basically, into essential oils, into ways to basically help calm people and relax people and soothe people. A lot of the times, what is it? I think they say like peppermint oil or something like that helps with like upset stomachs or something like that. And lavender helps calm people and soothe people and relax people. And, they help get rid of headaches and things like that. So that's just another way that you can probably assist people and help people. So if essential oils is something that you're interested in, aromatherapy, that could be a whole other interesting thing that you may want to tap into and explore, see what you need to know. We also have some Sacred Creators Oracle cards here. And you guys got, what is your honest truth? Befriend the word polarize. Lead your metamorphosis. And changes. Okay, so with what's your honest truth, I feel like that's getting back into that High Priestess energy, because that inner High Priestess inside of you, she has that inner knowing. She has that gut feeling. She has that instinct that she just knows. She just knows that she knows that she knows. And whatever it is that you know deep down inside the core of your being, that is your truth. And don't be afraid to explore that. Don't be afraid to listen to that. don't be afraid to express that and embrace that, because I feel like other people are going to be able to resonate with the truth that you have to say, that the truth you have to offer. It's going to be a blessing for someone else. It's going to be a good thing for someone else. So, definitely speak your honest truth. Find out what it is, which I feel like you have the ability to find that out within you, and express that. Befriend the word polarize. So polarizing, that's an interesting word in general to put on a card. Simply because something that's polarizing, it's like another way of saying it's shocking, basically. So what does befriending the state of shock, in a sense, mean to you? I personally feel that between like the high priestess with the inner knowing and you kind of checking yourself here with what your truth is, whatever your truth is, whatever the inner knowing is that you have, or the information you're receiving in your dreams, basically, it may be something shocking. It may be something polarizing. It may be something that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily think about, a lot of people wouldn't necessarily understand. You probably have a different way of perceiving things, but I feel like it's beneficial though. It's something that's going to be good for other people. It's something that other people are going to resonate with, and you're going to help other people think in a different way and think outside the box in a way they never thought of either. Like, for example, a friend of mine today, she messaged me and she was talking to me about blooming where you are planted, right? How everyone says that phrase, bloom where you're planted. And she was just like, but nobody ever tells you what you are. Like, no one tells you if you're a lemon tree, if you're growing cucumbers, if you're growing apples. Like, no one tells you what kind of plant you are. They just say grow where you're planted, or bloom where you're planted, but you don't know what it is that you're growing. And I never thought of it that way before, but I thought that she brought up a very valid point, and I was like, that's actually a new, unique way of looking at things. And I was very grateful to her for bringing that to my attention, because it was definitely a different perspective. Because in the plant world, some plants grow faster than others. Some bloom earlier and some bloom later. And I think that can translate into our human existence, because in our human existence, there are a lot of people who are early bloomers, and there are people who are late bloomers when it comes to certain things in life. And that probably depends on, once again, what type of plant you are blooming where you have been planted. So I thought she had a very unique perspective. Now, I don't think her perspective is polarizing, it's not shocking, but it's unique, and it's something that, at least for me, when she was telling me about that, I hadn't looked at it that way before. So you may have something similar in that, where it may be an idea, it may be a way of thinking about things, it may be a way of looking at things that other people didn't necessarily look at it that way, but I feel like once you express it, others are going to be grateful to you for that, and they're going to be like, thank you for sharing that perspective, because that kind of brought things to a whole other level for me that I never even bothered to entertain, but that's in a good way. Then you also have lead your metamorphosis and changes, and I feel like these two kind of go hand in hand, because a metamorphosis is a change, basically. And, the metamorphosis card has a butterfly on it, and that's what a butterfly goes through. A butterfly is originally a caterpillar, goes into the cocoon, goes through its changes, and eventually has its metamorphosis, turning into a butterfly. So for you right now, maybe what's come out of here so far, maybe it doesn't make any sense to you. Maybe it doesn't resonate, maybe it does. But regardless, I feel like all of this is going to be a process in bringing through into your life, whether it's learning about essential oils or sharing these truths that may be like something a little shocking and like, oh, what's going on here? It's all a process, don't be in a hurry to figure it all out. But as you're in the process of changing, you're going to probably discover more and more so what your soul purpose is through your own experiences and through your own changes that you go through, which will also bring you more inner knowing that you can share with others. We have a couple cards here from the Ice Cream Oracle, and you guys got cookie dough, building, evolution, and development. Cookies and cream, guilty pleasures, indulgence, temptation. And salted caramel, performances, costume, and mischief. So going back to the cookie dough here, with building, evolution, and development, I feel like once again that's tapping into the situation here with the changes and the metamorphosis. As you are changing, as you are growing, as you are becoming the best version of yourself, basically, you are also going to be building the best life for yourself. And you're going to be building a good future for yourself, a good foundation for yourself, a good foundation for your family, and just helping others in general. So this process of evolution, this process of building, it's all a part of all those changes, basically. Then with cookies and cream, guilty pleasures, indulgence, and temptation, I think that basically the next two cards, the cookies and cream and salted caramel, I feel like these two are basically just little warnings, I guess, for you guys to just make sure that you don't trip up over these things, because I feel like these things may be your little obstacles, your little hindrances that may try and take you off course when it comes to your soul's purpose. It may be easy sometime to just want to, fall into temptation and, not speak your truth, for example, or, just go with what makes sense and not trust your inner knowing. So it may be easy to do that kind of stuff sometimes. It may be easy to just go with your guilty pleasures, to just go and indulge in other things that may not be for your own best. There's always that temptation to do those things. But I feel like this card is basically telling you not to fall into that trap, because that's going to hinder your growth, and it's going to hinder whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing out there in the world and helping others. And with salted caramel, performances, costumes, and mischief, I feel like this is basically letting you guys know not to wear a mask. Don't try to be something that you're not. If you feel a lot of the times, like I said at the beginning, like you feel out of place here with the Starseed card, like you don't blend in, you don't fit in with anybody, don't try to put on an act. Don't try to put on a performance like you do fit in when you don't. Maybe instead of speaking your truth here, you try to just once again blend in and say something that would go with the flow of what everybody else is saying. Don't do that. Don't wear a mask. Be yourself. People are going to appreciate that so much more than if you're trying to be something that you're not, to be someone you're not, to be like everybody else, to, go with the flow and, do what everybody else is doing. It's okay to be you and to be different. And even if it makes absolutely no sense, it's still a million times better to do than, like I said, not being yourself. So finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse today helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. John 10:12. So this card is basically just a reminder that, above all else, regardless of what's happening with your soul purpose or anything else in your life, that there is a higher source, there is a greater power, God, Jesus, the divine spirit source, whatever you want to call it. There is something out there that's bigger than you, that loves you like crazy, like mad crazy, like nobody else in the world does. And because of that, he's there for you. He's looking out for you. He's got your back, even in the confusion, even in the difficulties, even in the hardships. He is there for you. So that's just a nice little reminder as you continue to go forward in understanding your soul purpose to its fullest and going out there and being a blessing in the world. And at the end of the day, I feel like for any of us, regardless of what the cards say, regardless of whether we are doing aromatherapy and essential oils, or we're divine feminines, or we're star seeds, or whatever the case may be, I feel like the ultimate goal for any of us being here on this planet, especially at this time, is to simply just be love. To just be love, love on others, be good to people. I feel like that goes for any of us and all of us, regardless of specific details. So hopefully this message resonated and made sense. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if the message did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. Also, give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. And feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And so you guys also know whenever I go live, because whenever I go live, you'll get the notification for that as well. And like I said at the very start of this video, lives are every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm also open and available for private readings, like I said earlier too. So you're welcome for any one of those. All the information you need to know, once again, about live readings, private readings, the way to contact me, any and all 411 is in the description box down below. So yeah, that's all you need to know on that end of things. But otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I am so incredibly grateful and thankful to you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me. So keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this Angel Aura Quartz crystal, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your soul purpose is. All right. So we're going to start off here with a card from the Divine Feather deck. This is just going to be kind of our little icebreaker to kind of open up the door here before we bring all the other cards out and see what it is we need to know for you guys with your soul purpose. You got the Parrot. Let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It is time to embrace who you really are. I feel like these Divine Feather cards have been the perfect entryway so far for these cards, because the one in pile 1 was like the perfect entryway, and this one seems to be perfect too. Because we are about to discover who you really are, or at least hopefully tap into even just like a small sliver of that here in this reading. So that's really exciting. And you know, with the whole thing of letting go of other people's opinions, maybe, just maybe, this is one of your hangups. Maybe you're a little bit of a people pleaser, and you would like to see everybody be made happy and make everyone feel satisfied, which is, you know, of course, it's a nice notion to have, but the truth is you can't please everybody. Like, that's impossible. And to be that way is to almost to be spineless, basically. You got to kind of stand up for yourself too. So yeah, so if you're someone who's a people pleaser, I feel like this is basically saying just don't do that. Don't worry about that. Be you, embrace you. The people who are meant to be there for you are going to be there for you regardless. So let's find out a little bit more about you, and don't worry about what other people have to think or do or say. And you know what? I struggle with that too, you guys. I 1000% do. You know, I would love to be able to make every single person happy who comes across me, you know, on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and everything, but that doesn't always happen every time. You can't be a winner every single time, and that's okay. But the important thing is I'm still going to stay true to who I am and do what I know is right for me, because it is helping other people, and those are the people I'm going to give my time and my attention to, and you should do the same thing in your life. Okay, so you guys got from the Soul Purpose Oracle, which makes the perfect sense for a soul purpose reading. You are here to overcome and grow. Growing, ooh, and those growing pains can hurt. We also have Divine Masculine, honoring sacred masculinity and power, clarity and confidence. The Star, eyes that see beyond illusions. And Counselor, the trauma and pain you overcame now brings guidance and hope to other souls. Okay, so starting with our little flower card here, you are here to overcome and growing. So this card basically tells me that you guys may not have necessarily had the easiest experience up to this point in time in your life, just being a part of this world, living, existing, basically. You guys have probably been through some stuff. You guys have probably been through some ups and downs and, heartache, heartbreak, hardship, trials, tribulation, testing of all sorts and kinds, whether it's within your family or relationships, friendships, financially, in your career, in your health, in a whole bunch of different ways. It's probably going to look different for everybody, but I feel like everybody here has a story to share, though. Everybody has a story of some kind of obstacle that they have had to overcome in their life. But, that saying is true. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I hate that, but it's true. You guys probably hate it too, but it's true. They don't call it growing pains for nothing. It sucks and it hurts and it's painful in the moment, 100%, but it's not all in vain. It's not for nothing. There is a greater purpose on the other end of it. It is for a reason, a positive reason, a good reason. So I feel like, you guys are going through that. And I feel like you guys have been through that before. You're probably going to go through it again. We probably go through those times where it's just like, okay, we overcame that mountain. We overcame that mountain. We overcame this mountain. And then it's just like, you finally get tired, basically. And you're like, okay, I have to be done now. I have to be fine. Like, everything has to be good now. And then there's another mountain in front of you. So you guys may sometimes feel like you're going through that a lot, but it's always for a new reason, a better reason. It takes you to a higher level. But usually when you go to a higher level, there's a newer, bigger, stronger devil to overcome. New level, new devil. But you guys are strong enough that you can do it. If you couldn't, then you wouldn't be reaching those new levels every single time. And to go along with that, we have Counselor. The trauma and pain you overcame now brings guidance and hope to other souls. So like I said, all this pain, all this suffering, all this heartache that you guys have been through, it's not for nothing. There's a reason for it. It's because it probably makes you the best person in the world for someone else who's going through something to talk to. It probably makes you a very empathetic person. You're probably an empath. It probably makes you someone who's extremely compassionate and understanding. You're probably someone that's very easy to talk to. You may even have experiences where total strangers, people that you barely knew or barely know, probably wind up talking to you and spilling to you their deepest, darkest secrets in life. And they don't even know why they're doing it, but they're doing it because there's something about you that is so incredibly comfortable, and it's because you've lived it, you've experienced it, you've been there yourself. And people appreciate that. People want to be able to share with somebody who has lived that and been there and done that, basically. That's what makes people feel comforted and supported. So I feel like you guys can definitely do that. So this can happen in a lot of different ways. It can be quite literally in like a counselor kind of position. You could find yourself doing a job as some kind of counselor. It could be within a church setting, a school setting, It could be like a life coach, anything in like the mental health professional type of field too, like a therapist of some kind. This could be in a lot of different ways, but I feel like definitely you are someone that others would feel comfortable sharing and talking with, and kind of like talking out their problems to. So like I said, that pain is not for nothing. It's there so you can help others because you've been there. Nobody wants to necessarily share their traumas that they've been through with someone who has zero understanding, zero concept of it. For example, I don't even know why I just started coughing. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Hold on, I'm going to take a little sip of a drink here. It's like my throat chakra was just under attack, and I don't know why. Apparently, I need to really say this. I really need to get it out. Anyway, like I was saying though, it's like, look at this for, an analogy. If you're someone who has always struggled with money all your life, right? Like, let's say you have financial struggles. You're probably not going to feel super comforted talking to somebody who has been very well off and very successful and very comfortable and rich and, has had zero money problems basically their entire life. It's probably not going to be easy for you to like really feel the comfort and support and the empathy that you need from that person because they've never been there. And it's true, they can't really fully grasp that because they've never been there. That doesn't mean that makes them a bad or terrible person. It just makes them not the right person to talk to and to confide in about that kind of issue. You should probably talk to somebody who has already been through that, where it's like, yeah, they started from the bottom, now they here kind of thing. But yeah, that's just one example using money. But I feel like you guys are definitely supposed to be there for others and help others because you've been there yourself and you can relate. And it's kind of like you putting out your hand saying, hey, I've been there, I've been where you're at, let me help pull you up out of this muck and we can get through this together kind of a thing. You guys also have the divine masculine, honoring sacred masculinity and power, clarity and confidence. So this tells me a couple of different things. Number one, you, the person watching, you could be a divine masculine yourself. If you're a feminine, this could be an indication that you have a divine masculine that you will be working with during this lifetime to live out your soul purpose. But I think regardless, whether you're the feminine, whether you're the masculine, whether you're the feminine who has a divine masculine or whatever it is, all of us has masculine energy inside of us, no matter what. And I feel like that's definitely something that you're probably going to be working on and working through and understanding better during this lifetime. And, masculine energy is the kind of energy that provides, it protects, it pursues, it basically gets the job done. It's very much so about taking action on things. So you could be learning a lot more and understanding a lot more how that looks in your life. And I feel like it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. For some people, they may be learning that they need to, step up and take more action in their life and be more of the protector, be more of the provider in their own life. For others of you, maybe you already do that all the time, and maybe you're kind of learning like how you need to like not be so heavy duty and strong in your divine masculine energy, and you need to kind of like take it a step back and kind of even it out. So like I said, it's different for everybody. It looks a little bit different for everyone. But yeah, there's definitely some lessons and experiences revolving the divine masculine around in here, whether you are the divine masculine, you have a divine masculine, regardless, there are lessons involving masculine energy. And then we have the star, eyes that see beyond illusions. So I feel like because you guys have once again been through a lot, you guys have been to hell and back, because of that, I feel like nothing gets past you, basically. Nothing gets past you anymore because you've lived a lot of life, you've had a lot of experiences, so nothing gets past you. You can see beyond the illusions, you can see beyond bullshit, you can see beyond lies, you can see beyond all that stuff. So, definitely trust that because that's going to help you in helping other people. We also have some messages here from the Sacred Creators Oracle. And you guys have the Sacred Flow of Yes, Creator Fire, Your Soul Shines, and Raw Intention. Okay. So with the Sacred Flow of Yes, I feel like this card is basically saying when opportunities are presented to you in your life, say yes. Be open, be flexible, go with the flow. Maybe there's a part of you on the inside that hesitates a little bit and is like, I'm not sure, I don't know, maybe. But you know what? Just say yes. If it's not right for you, that doesn't mean you have to stick with it. But it's important to just be open and available. I kind of did something like that similar tonight. I said yes to something that usually I'm very hesitant about, and usually I just pass up. And I was just like, the hell with it. I'll just say yes for this one time just to see where it goes. And I still don't know where this whole situation is going to wind up going. But whether it amounts into something or not, I was like, why not? Let's at least give it a try. Worst thing that can happen is it's not the right thing, and I just go back to doing what I was doing before. It's not the end of the world. We need to not stress out about things so much. So just say yes, be open, go with the flow. That's a good thing. With Creator Fire, I feel like, you guys have a lot of passion. You guys have a lot of fire inside of you, basically, to go out there and get things done. You could be a fire sign, for example, but fire energy is definitely about our passions, our desires. It's like that confidence and that energy that pushes us through to do things. So I do feel like, especially when it comes down to you guys stepping out into the world and, getting through the growing pains, learning from those growing pains, helping other people, being there for others because of what you've been through, I feel like you guys are going to have the passion to do that. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel that passion. You're going to feel that tug to be like, yes, I've been through this. I don't want to see other people suffer the way I did. So I want to be there for other people. And then we have Your Soul Shines. And never forget that, because you know what? There are always going to be people out there who are going to want to rain on your parade, who are going to be haters, who are going to put you down, who are not going to understand you. And most of the time, it's not even something you say or do. Most of the time, it's an issue with them. And chances are you very innocently, in a very nonchalant, non-intentional kind of way, probably pushed their button in a way that you didn't know was going to set them off. But if they get set off, don't worry about that. That's not your problem. You keep shining. You keep sparkling. You keep radiating, because there's a lot of darkness in this world, and you guys have some serious light, and some serious light that needs to be shared, that needs to be put out there in the world. And Raw Intention. So I feel like this is, talking about obviously our intentions. And I feel like, the best thing you guys can do in order to get whatever it is you want to get done in your life, whether it's helping other people or, following your passions here, saying yes to new things, whatever it is, make sure your intentions are clear. Set those raw intentions. Because it's definitely going to help you in being powerful and potent and manifesting whatever it is that you want to do in your life, even if it's small things. We also have some ice cream oracle cards here for you guys, And you have bubblegum, memories, nostalgia, childhood. Apple pie, trust, integrity, comfort. And blue moon, dream, imagine, create. So with bubblegum coming out here first, and there's a hair attached to the card, that's so random. With memories, nostalgia, childhood, I feel like this card is obviously tapping into the past, and it's probably tapping into your inner child. Now, considering we had a lot of stuff here about the growing and having been through trauma and pain and stuff like that, it could be an indication of trauma and pain and problems and issues that you experienced in your childhood. It could be an indication of some of that wounded inner child kind of stuff, which a lot of us have. A lot of people go through that. So if that resonates for you, if that makes sense for you and stuff that you have been through since you were very young, basically, and that could be anything, that could be anything from abuse to a death in the family to a whole bunch of different things, just anything that's trauma, basically, anything that is painful and something that a 5, 10, 15-year-old, whatever, should not be going through. But regardless, with this inner childhood kind of connection, I feel like that's definitely connected to probably some of the growths and the pains that you guys have already been through, and you guys will be able to help others through that. Other people who may be suffering and dealing with wounded inner child problems, or maybe simply helping and being there for younger people as a whole when they're already in the midst of their trauma that they're experiencing. We also have apple pie, trust, integrity, and comfort. And trust, integrity, and comfort are key words of exactly what would describe a very good counselor. So I feel like these are just very good descriptors, very good adjectives to describe you, that people trust you, that people believe that you are a person of integrity, that people find comfort in you, whether it's just the fact that there's something about you that they feel vulnerable with, that they can share information with you, or whether they resonate and appreciate with the feedback that you give them. There's definitely a comfort factor there. So I feel like that just kind of resonates and clicks with that counselor, because those are the qualities of a good counselor, basically. And with blue moon, dream, imagine, and create. This is a beautiful card because this is something we can all do. Never stop creating, never stop dreaming, never stop imagining, because that's how we get things done. That's how we make changes in the world. That's how the world gets better. That's how beautiful things happen in the world. So don't stop dreaming. Don't stop being creative and innovative and thinking of new ways to reach out and be there for others and help others. So yeah, like I said to pile one, and honestly, this is something I will probably wind up telling every single group. At the end of the day, in a lot of ways, it doesn't really necessarily matter what comes through for the cards. The cards give you a little bit more information in detail, yes. But I think bottom line is, no matter who you are, no matter what the exact details are of your mission here on Earth, if you are here on the Earth at this time, I feel like the end goal basically for everybody and anybody in terms of soul purpose is love. To just be love and to love on others and to be good to others, because this is a broken, dark, fallen, messed up world where people are not good to each other. And people need love, people need support, people need encouragement, people need those things. So I feel like at the end of the day, that's why we're here, to love on others and to be good to others. And the rest, it's all in the details how it comes out. Finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got With God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26, which is very true. With God, the divine source, spirit, anything is possible. All things are possible. In our very finite, physical, human existence, there's only so much that we can do. Yes, we are co-creators in our life, and there's a certain amount that we can do, but there's so much happening in this world that is beyond our control. The best thing we can do is basically leave that in God's hands. And for what you can't do, for what you can't have control over, leave that in God's hands. He will definitely take care of the rest from there. So hopefully this message resonated and made sense for you guys. If the message did not flow, of course just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And so you guys know whenever I go live, because I will be live, like I said, at the start of this video, every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, private readings, as I said before, are also open and available too. So if you are interested in more information about live readings, private readings, how to contact me, or anything else, all that information is in the description box down below. And aside from that, you guys, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful to you for stopping on by, hanging out with me here for a little bit. And yeah, so I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this crescent moon shaped, what I believe is probably angel ore quartz. Don't quote me on that though, for sure. I don't know 100%. But if you chose this moon shape crystal as your choice for a pile, then this is going to be your reading to find out what your soul's purpose is. Okay, so the first card we're going to look at here is a card from the Divine Feather Oracle. And so far, the past two piles, this has been perfect because it's kind of been a great precursor card before really launching into the rest of the cards. So let's see what you guys got. The Owl. Your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. So that's definitely pretty awesome. I feel like right out the gate, right away, this is definitely emphasizing the fact that you guys are a highly intuitive group, that you guys definitely have a strong sense of inner knowing yourself, which I feel like everybody does. And I tell people this all the time, but it's like what I do here with these readings, honestly, anyone can do it. I mean it, anyone can. You can, your neighbor can, the guy who is your barista or the girl who's your barista, she can, anyone can, because intuition, it's a muscle at the end of the day. It is a spiritual muscle. All you got to do is work at it. The more you work at it, the better and the stronger it's going to be. But everybody has the ability to do it. So I feel like you guys are probably a pretty strong group. You probably work out that spiritual intuition muscle pretty frequently. So that's definitely awesome. We got some cards here from the Soul Purpose Oracle, which makes sense in a soul purpose reading. So you guys got Cleanser. You release and purify emotional debris. Divine Feminine. Honoring the ways of the sacred feminine, cycles of rebirth. Meditation Master. An innate ability to guide meditative sessions in a myriad of ways. Sound, movement, silence, stillness, guided mindfulness, transcendental, yoga, etc. And crystal activator, you intuitively connect with and retrieve information from crystals. All right, so starting with cleanser, you release and purify emotional debris. So you guys are basically like, think of yourself as like one of those big, fluffy loofah sponge kind of things that you get from like Bath and Body Works. You guys are like one of those, but for the soul, spiritually, you know. So I feel like when people are around you, there's just something about you that's naturally very cleansing for them. That you're naturally able to just do that. You know, with especially the emotional debris and releasing it. You may be someone who cries a lot, like you could be just very emotional. You could be someone who just kind of cries at the drop of a hat. It could be over the smallest thing. Or maybe people around you cry a lot. You know, there's something that within you that they just feel comfortable just letting loose and just letting their emotions flow, letting it out. But it's because it's a release. It's because it's something that needs to be cleansed, basically. And with divine feminine, honoring the ways of the sacred feminine cycles of rebirth. So I feel like this card is basically saying that you, the viewer, are most likely a divine feminine. I know that I have a lot of feminines here that basically watch this channel anyway, but if you are a man, it's probably implying the fact that you have a divine feminine out there. And either way, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. We all have feminine energy within us. So I feel like this card is definitely saying that part of your soul purpose is probably understanding how to utilize that feminine energy, how it connects into your world and into your life. And feminine energy is very warm, it's very receptive, it's different from masculine energy in the sense that, you know, masculine energy is very action, go, go, go kind of a thing. You know, just the vibration of the earth as a whole is very masculine in itself because it's kind of, you know, eat or be eaten, kill or be killed in a sense out there. But the feminine isn't like that at all. The feminine type of energy, I don't want to say it's lazy. It probably looks lazy in comparison to the masculine, but it's not. It's just, it's warm and it's receptive and it receives is what it comes down to. It's nurturing. So there could be this inner nurturing energy inside of yourself that you may be learning, that you may be developing, and that may be a huge part of your soul purpose. With meditation master, the innate ability to guide meditative sessions in a myriad of ways: sound, movement, silence, stillness, guided mindfulness, transcendental yoga, etc. So you could be someone who is good at being the leader, being the facilitator, basically, when it comes down to meditations. It could be a guided meditation. It could be yoga, like it says on the card. It could be like doing sound baths for people. It could be a lot of different things. I feel like if you're someone who probably has a hard time meditating on your own, it may actually be a good idea for you to be a leader when it comes to meditative type of services. And I know that probably doesn't make any sense initially, but I think it's because if you're leading it, it kind of already naturally puts you into that state, because that way then it's not like you're just doing it for yourself. It's not like it's just about you. You're doing this with the intention to help others, to lead and guide others when it comes to meditating. So if you're someone who has problems meditating, you may want to kind of step up more so into a leadership role with that, ironically enough as it is. So you may be someone who's very good at leading people and guiding people into a meditative kind of state in general. And that can come across in a lot of different ways with a lot of different things. And then we have Crystal Activator. You intuitively connect with and retrieve information from crystals. So you could be a big fan of crystals. I never used to be like a big crystal person. If you were to watch my pick of cards from a year ago, like when I was first getting started on YouTube, I never put crystals down on my pick of cards. I used other random objects as my choices. And I still sometimes like doing that just because it's fun and it helps like mix up the theme and everything sometimes too. But I want to say really since maybe the winter, springtime this year, I really started getting more so into crystals myself. And now I have like all kinds of different crystals sitting around here. I've got labradorite sitting here, and I've got some amethyst here, and just all kinds of stuff. I have things, I don't even know what this is, but I have it. Like, I don't even know what that one is. So I have all kinds. I've got like cute little quartz hearts and stuff like that. My crystal collection is nowhere near as big as like some other people's, obviously, but still, like, it's something I've kind of gotten a little bit more interested in. You may be somebody who is interested in crystals, and I don't know a lot about the retrieving of information off of them, but I do know that there is information that you can retrieve. You would probably have to get like a magnifying glass and kind of really look at the details of it and understanding what is up with them, and just kind of like feeling them and holding them and picking up on the energy that comes off of them. And that doesn't necessarily just have to be in the sense of like having a crystal that you're just, physically holding on to, like it just, hangs out and sits there or whatever. Crystals can be used in a lot of different things. You may wind up being someone who winds up using it in jewelry. I have this rose quartz beads here, and then I have some labradorite that's here. So you could be someone who winds up making jewelry, for example, and selling crystals that way. But either way, it seems like you're definitely someone who will probably be connected into crystals in one way, shape, or form or another. And we also have some Sacred Creators Oracle cards for you guys. And you have Fearless Expression, Follow Through, You, the Muse, and You Are Magic. Okay, so starting with Fearless Expression, the first thing that caught my attention when I saw this card is it looks like a little microphone image here that they have sitting here. So, obviously Fearless Expression is about expressing ourselves, expressing our truth. So I definitely feel like expressing yourself, expressing your truth, sharing your story with others is probably going to be a big part of your soul purpose as well, a big part of how you are helping others and helping the world. And with the microphone there, I feel like for some of you guys, that may be in a very public kind of way. It may not just be in terms of like one-on-one conversations you have with people in your social circles or anything, but it could be in a very public way. You could become like a public speaker of some kind. You could wind up having a podcast. You could wind up having a popular Clubhouse account, for example. Or you could wind up doing something right here on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can utilize that, but I feel like with the microphone here, it definitely kind of implies something on definitely a public type of platform. And with follow through, I feel like this is just a good reminder to follow through with what you're going to do, whatever it is, whether it's getting into crystals and, maybe making jewelry with them or something, or leading people through guided meditations, or, like having a podcast. You could do a podcast where you're doing guided meditations. You can put these things together. Or a podcast where you're talking about crystals. Or a podcast where you're doing all these things together. But I think the important thing here is to follow through with these things, because I feel like you guys have multiple things you could be doing here to help people. And obviously, you're not going to see the manifestation of your soul purpose if you're not following through with it. So that's important to do. It's definitely important to follow through with it. And, even if it doesn't go necessarily the way that you had hoped it would go to at first, even if you hit some road blocks along the way, like that's okay. That's to be expected. The important thing is to keep going and to keep following through. You, the muse. So with it basically saying that you are the muse, it's kind of saying like, be the muse in your own life. It's easy to make like another person our muse, or something that we've been through as our muse, or, whatever it is. It's easy to make something outside of ourselves the muse. But I feel like this is basically saying, make yourself the muse. Because when something is the muse, the inspiration for what you do, there's a certain amount of love and respect there for that thing or for that person. So have that same love and respect for yourself as you're going forth and doing these things. And you are magic. I just feel like this is basically saying that it's like you guys have that magic touch. You guys have that it quality. That star quality, something that just stands out about you basically in order to make any and all of these things happen, and I need to make all of these things manifest, whether it's meditating, crystals, cleansing, whatever it is. You guys have that magic inside of you to make it happen, that star power, that it factor. You guys have that in you without doubt. Okay, we have some ice cream oracle cards here, and you guys got prophecies, spirits, magic with grape. We were just talking about magic. Moon mist, astral travel, visions, visitations, and chocolate vanilla swirl, complementary, opposites, fairness, equality. So going back to Grape here, Grape was talking about prophecies and spirits and magic and that kind of thing. So once again, that's going back into the whole thing that you guys are magic. And not only are you guys magic, but I think that the Grape card almost kind of mix in very well with the Moon Mist card, because with astral travel, visions, and visitations, I feel like you guys may get visions, and those visions may be prophetic visions. So, prophecies and visions here, like I feel like these two kind of intertwine. So you guys may actually be a group that gets visions that are prophecies, that are visions of the future. And, sometimes that can be scary because it's like, well, what the heck? How am I seeing this? How am I understanding this? This makes me feel like a crazy person. But you're not a crazy person. You got to trust that. So I feel like those two are definitely kind of tied in together. That you guys are definitely more connected, more dialed into that spiritual realm than you realize, which I feel like makes sense here with the first card that came out here for you guys, in the fact that, your intuition is correct, basically. And then also with astral travel and visions, astral travel is, of course, like kind of traveling on that 5D plane. It's, the ability to kind of move in a sense in our sleep. So I feel like you guys may do that a lot. You may be like the kind of group where it's like you go to bed, you get the regular 8 hours of sleep that you're supposed to, and you still wake up exhausted. And it's not because you didn't sleep enough. It's like literally because your soul, your spirit was still awake and up and out and doing things basically while your body was asleep. So I feel like you guys may experience that a lot. So definitely heavy duty on that 5D spiritual plane. Then we have chocolate vanilla swirl, complementary opposites, fairness and equality. So this is kind of like, opposites getting along and meshing well together. So I feel like you're someone who definitely like embraces other people regardless of how same or how or regardless of how similar or different they are from you. Like I feel like you're someone who has no problems kind of like intermixing and blending the flavors and kind of, you know, letting things get a little mixed up here. Like I feel like you guys have no problem with that. And one of the reasons you probably have no problem with that is because, once again, you're very dialed in, very dialed into that 5D higher plane kind of a level. So you're able to see things a lot better than some people can from the physical existence of things. So regardless, you guys, regardless of what the cards have said, which the cards have definitely said a lot and brought a lot of information across as to what your soul purpose would be. Bottom line is, as long as you're here on planet Earth, right here, right now at this time, regardless of what your specific mission is, whether it's meditating and crystals or whatever it is, I feel like the most important reason we are all here at this time is to love people, to love and be good to others. Because, you know, let's face it, the world is very messed up. We live in a dark world. We live in a broken world. People are hurting each other constantly every single day. Hurt people. And let's be real. The thing that we need the most in this world is more love, more light, more compassion, more people just being good and decent to each other. So I feel like whether this particular spread resonated for you or not, whether one of the other ones did or not, the important thing is to simply love on others and be good to others. And I can promise you that the rest of the details will come together. But I think as long as your intentions are to be good to others and to love others, the rest will come together and flow for you. So finally, I have a loving words from Jesus card because, in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of God is come nigh unto you. Luke 10:9. So, you know, this is about healing the sick, obviously. You know, on this card, you know, Jesus is sitting with a girl who's in her bed and everything. You know, she might have the flu or something like that, a cold. So this is talking about healing sickness. So there could be, you know, kind of going back into the soul purpose thing here, there could be a bit of an inner healer inside of you, which wouldn't surprise me considering everything else that's come through here. So yeah, there may be a little bit of an inner healer in there for you as well. Anyway, yeah, so that's basically what I have going on for you guys. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And so you guys also know when I'm going live, because as I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm live every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm also open and available for private readings too. So if you're interested in a private reading or you want to know more about the lives, a way to contact me, any other 411 that you need to know, like I said, all that information is in the description box down below. And yeah, so I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful to you guys for stopping on by, hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart. It means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose this, what I believe is to be rose quartz crystal, like I said, I don't know for sure, but I think it is. This is going to be the reading for you to find out what your soul's purpose is. All right, we're going to start off here with a Divine Feather Oracle card. And so far for every single group, you guys are the last one now, but every single group, it's been a great introduction basically into everything else that has come out. So let's see what you guys got. The duck, quack, quack. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. So I feel like this card is basically reminding you guys that you have support, you have encouragement, you have people around you who love you and who are there for you. And, to just try to keep things in balance in your life. Maybe you're someone who struggles in that area. Maybe you're someone who struggles in terms of finding balance, whether it's like work and personal time or, taking care of yourself and taking care of others, or however that looks. The important thing is to find that balance. So that is a great little reminder, a great way to kick things off. It's definitely important to have balance if you are trying to follow your soul purpose, because it's going to be hard to accomplish your soul purpose when you're off kilter, basically. So you guys have some cards here from the Soul Purpose Oracle, which obviously makes sense given the fact that this is a soul purpose reading. We have Energy Healer, channel through intention and touch. Free Spirit, you are here to enjoy life and to love freely. Jewel Smith, craft, create, and work with crystals. And Frequency Shifter, you receive and shift frequencies of the universe. Okay, so the first card you guys have here is the Energy Healer, channel through intention and touch. So you guys could be someone who would be very good at healing, basically. And, healing comes in so many different ways. You could take this in quite literally in the medical profession. You may be someone who would make a good nurse or a doctor or a dentist or, any of those kinds of things where you're just they're physically helping someone's physical body and physical well-being. If it's not in the actual medical profession itself, you could be someone who would be good at doing Reiki, for example, just sending healing energy and things like that, just guiding people through healing sessions, pretty much. And I think it's interesting, the card says channel through intentions and touch. And of course, intentions is a big part of it. But when I see touch, I also kind of got the vibe of physical touch in a sense, maybe your love language. And if your love language is physical touch, it may make it easier then for you to be there for others and heal others through those intentions and through touch, because you yourself have so much love to give based out of how you naturally communicate when it comes to love. And a lot of times people get, physical touch kind of twisted in the love languages, and they just take it as something sexual, but that's not actually what physical touch is about. Physical touch is, it can involve that if it's a romantic relationship, but love languages can be applied in all kinds of relationships. It can be applied with your friends, with your family members, with all kinds of people. So with other connections, I feel like physical touch is more so about you're the kind of person who is comfortable giving someone a pat on the back, someone who is a hugger. You could be a big hug kind of person. The whole past year with COVID was probably extremely difficult for you because you want to hug everybody and make everyone feel better. And you just couldn't do that because there was 6 feet of physical distance basically between you and everyone else. So it could be a hug. It could be a pat on the back. It could be, any of those kinds of things. So, yeah, I feel like physical touch may be one of your 5 love languages that resonate for you. And with Free Spirit, you are here to enjoy life and to love freely. I feel like once again that kind of taps into that physical touch kind of energy with love, loving freely and everything. But I feel like this definitely emphasizes the fact that you guys are here to also enjoy your life. A lot of the times people kind of stress out about soul purpose, what is my mission? What am I here to do and accomplish and be and all this other kind of stuff. And all that stuff is great and good, and there's a time and a place for that. But we're also here to enjoy our lives. We're also here to enjoy it and to be free and to just like live it and enjoy it, because there's a lot of painful things about being on this planet too, but there are a lot of beautiful things as well. Look at a beautiful sunset on the beach, all the different colors that are just kind of dripping down the sky basically. Go and take a hike up in the mountains or something and look at the beauty that surrounds you between the rocks and the trees and the sounds of the birds and the smell of fresh air and all that kind of stuff. So, there's a lot of beautiful things out there that's in this world that is a gift to us basically from Source. And we're meant to enjoy our life. We're not meant to be slaves. We're not meant to, be miserable and to be constantly in a state of purging all the time. We're meant to also enjoy and kick back and have fun and relax and laugh a little bit too. So I feel like you guys may need to remind yourselves of that from time to time. Especially if maybe you're one of these people who needs a little bit more balance between your personal life and your professional life, or in helping others and then helping yourself kind of thing. Make sure that balance is there so you do have that freedom to be free, to enjoy your life, live it to its fullest. We also have this, adorable couple here on this card, so it could be an indication of maybe a little twin flame love kind of situation that maybe you have going on in your life that could also be a part of your soul purpose and your journey and your mission. And as painful and as difficult as those connections can be, at the same time, they can also be the most blessed and the most abundant type of thing to have happen in your life as well. Then we have the Jewel Smith. Craft, create, and work with crystals. And it's funny because pile 3 actually had the crystal activator card that came out. So if crystals really resonate for you, pile 3 may resonate for you too in terms of that. But the Jewel Smith is basically someone who takes the crystals and it's okay, the crystal is no longer just, a little palm stone or something to, sit pretty or to be held or anything like that, but it's something that you're going to wear. It's going to be a necklace. It's going to be earrings. It's going to be bracelets. I have these guys here. I've got rose quartz, and then I've got some labradorite here on my wrist. So you could be someone who goes into the jewelry business selling crystals, because a lot of the times, people will buy, necklaces that look like this and everything, and they don't even realize the power that's within the crystal, basically. So you could be someone who really gets into that, and connects with crystals, maybe in a similar way as the crystal activator from pile 3. And then we have the frequency shifter. You receive and shift frequencies of the universe. So when I think of frequency, I think of sound, obviously. You could be one of those people who gets, the ringing in the ears and that kind of thing a lot. You may kind of hear things in a sense that other people may not hear. It's almost kind of like having dog level hearing, because, dogs hear things a lot of the times that we can't. My dog in particular, he's not only really good with the hearing, his eyesight is amazing. I don't know, it's like he ate a million carrots or something, because he even sees things sometimes that I don't see, and he just goes nuts, and he'll be staring out the window, barking at something, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're looking at. I don't see anything out there. But he'll know. And like my dog, you'll probably just know, because you're receiving certain signals, you're receiving certain frequencies, which, is basically giving you information. And I feel like we all receive information in different ways. We all get downloads, and this may be one of your ways of receiving downloads. We also have some Sacred Creators Oracle cards here. And you guys have Get Back to Elemental, nourish the sacred feminine, light in the unexpected, and the now. So with get back to elemental, I really kind of think of like get back to elementary in a sense, get back to the basics, get back to being grounded kind of a thing. So, sometimes we can overanalyze things, we can overthink things, we can overdo it to no end when it comes to that kind of stuff. And when we wind up overly dramatizing that kind of stuff, it basically takes us into a place where we're not grounded anymore, where we're not seeing things at a basic level. And sometimes seeing things just at the basic level of things is good, without all the bells and whistles, without all the fancy dancy kind of stuff. So, just remember that, if you feel like you may be kind of going off the rails in one direction or the other, that maybe like your overthinking brain has gotten to you a little bit, ground it back down, get back to the basics, get back to, the real reasons of the why, the how, the when, the where, that kind of stuff, and you'll be able to, shift yourself back onto the course you're supposed to be on. Then with nourish the sacred feminine, I feel like what this card is basically saying, like, number one, you, the viewer, you, the person who are watching right now, you may be the feminine yourself. If you're not, if you're a man, you could have a feminine in your life. But either way, I feel like this card is basically saying to take care of that feminine energy, because we all have feminine energy inside of us. It doesn't matter whether we're a man or a woman. We all have it. And feminine energy, it is very warm, it's receptive, it's more passive in a sense than the masculine energy, because masculine energy is very go-getter, it's very pursue, protect, provide, action-oriented kind of a thing, and that's just the kind of world that we live in today, in a very action-oriented type of world. So I feel like it's important when we live in that type of environment to nourish the sacred feminine, because I feel like we can lose touch with that side of ourselves. We can lose touch with the side that wants to nourish and nurture other, the side that wants to be warm, the side that wants to be receptive and open, basically, the side that wants to go with the flow. So remember to nourish and take care of that part of yourself, because once again, that can sometimes get lost in the hustle and bustle of life. And, once again, the balance here could also be a balance between that feminine and masculine aspect of us on the inside. With light and the unexpected, this card is obviously, it's a dark card, but it's bringing light through it. So I feel like a lot of the times, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, most of the time we are a light in a dark place. And that can be a really hard thing sometimes. It can be scary, and it can be hard to be a light in the dark place, because you can have a lot of adversaries coming against you, a lot of conflict coming against you when you are a light in the dark place, because you are so bright and because you are just standing out. And not everyone is willing to do that. A lot more people are comfortable being shrouded in the darkness. Why? Because you can't see what goes on in the darkness. And there are a lot of people doing things that nobody else wants you to know about, that nobody else wants you to see. That's why I always say it's best to live a authentic and transparent life, because if you are, there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to keep in the dark. And I don't feel like that's you guys. I feel like you guys are of the light, that you guys are, willing to shine your light. And like I said, that can be scary, it can be vulnerable, but I feel like it's paying off. So keep doing that. Keep shining your light in the darkness. The unexpected part will probably be the fact that it will make differences in unexpected ways that you're not even aware of. And then we have the now. The now is basically this present moment, here and now. And this card is basically telling you guys to be present, to just be in the present moment. And that also can be very tricky and very difficult because as human beings, we have this tendency to either live in the past or live in the future. You know, if you're feeling depressed, I feel like most of the time when that happens, it's because we're focused on the past. If we're feeling anxiety, it's because we're worried and wound up about the future. And neither of those situations are good. You can't change what's already happened in the past. And as for the future, you don't necessarily know what's going to happen yet, but what you have here and now is what's going to help determine what happens in the future. So rather than stressing out and worrying about the future, focus on what you're doing here and now, and that's going to make the biggest impact of all and probably alleviate any kind of crazy anxiety connected to the future. We have some ice cream oracle cards for you guys too, and you guys got Neapolitan, collaborations, teamwork, and resourcefulness. Maple, kindness, friendship, support. And butter pecan, reason, market, sell. Okay, so I definitely feel like these three are very connected to each other here because with Neapolitan, collaboration, teamwork, and resourcefulness, I feel like whatever it is that you guys are doing in your soul purpose, it's probably going to involve other people. You may have to network and collaborate with other people. It's not like it's just going to be a solo performance of just you by yourself. You're probably going to have to connect with other people in order to really live out your life's mission and help other people live their missions out, basically. So I do feel like there will be collaborations. I do feel like you will be having teamwork with other people. You know, like for example, you could be going to different places, connecting with people doing energy healings. You could start and create your own jewelry business of some sort, selling your own crystals and things like that, which is going to take, once again, collaborating with other people. And that also kind of plays in here with reason, market, sell. Because if any of this stuff amounts into you running your own business, for example, your own business as an energy healer, your own business as running a crystal company, selling crystals and stuff like that, you're going to have to hire people, you're going to have to work with people. It's going to take a lot of collaborating, a lot of teamwork, a lot of effort. And you're going to have to market and sell your product, whether it's the services you provide as a healer or the jewelry that you sell with the crystals. You're going to have to, dig in and do a little bit of business there. And I know that the business side of things is usually the kind of stuff that, highly creative and highly spiritual people don't like to talk about because that's not usually the areas that we shine in. I get that. And that's completely true because I am exactly the same way. But that's where those collaborations come in with other people, because there are other people out there who are good at the finances, who are good at the accounting and the bookkeeping and all that other kind of stuff and doing invoices and all that nitty-gritty that we don't necessarily enjoy, which I feel like getting those things done is taking care of those basics, getting back to that elemental, that kind of stuff that needs to be done in order to see these things run and operate smoothly. Then with maple, kindness, friendship, and support. Once again, going back to your duck here, the very first thing that it said is that you have support all around you, and the maple ice cream is just confirming that you do have love and you have support from friends, from family, from people around you who do truly love and care about you and are there for you. So I feel like you have a lot of people around you who care about you, and I feel like at the same time, you're a very good friend in return to them, that you're a kind person, that you're a supportive person to others, that, goes both ways. So, anyway, that's kind of what I see going on here for you guys in terms of the details as to what your soul purpose may be. And I've told every single group this at the end of their reading, and I'm going to tell you guys this too, because it's no different for you than anybody else. But bottom line is, if you're here on this planet at this time, I think at the end of the day, regardless of what the cards say, regardless of what the details are in your mission, in your soul purpose, I think the one thing that we can safely all agree upon that we are all here to do is to simply love and be good to others, because this is a dark world, this is a fallen world, it is a broken world. There are people hurting each other every single day. It is terrible, and the thing that people probably need the most is love and someone to be good to them, because there may be someone who simply hasn't been good to them. So I feel like that's the most important thing that people need, and the most important reason why any of us are here on the planet. The rest of all this is just details. It's just details on how to go about expressing that love, and how to go about being good to others. So yeah, I feel like that's the ultimate of the ultimate, no matter what. Anyways, before I wrap things up, you guys, I do have your Loving Words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. Matthew 21:22. So this is a very good reminder, of course, you guys, that when you are praying for something in your life, whether it is involving your soul purpose or anything else, when you pray, after you've put your request out there and you've asked for it, believe it. Receive it, even if it's not even there yet. From that point on, instead of continuing to ask God over and over and over again because He heard you the first time, start thanking Him for it, because it's already there. It's already on its way. It's kind of like if you made a purchase on Amazon, for example. You already made the purchase. You don't have to keep purchasing it over and over and over again until it arrives at your house. It's already been made. Like, you're just thankful, and you wait for it to come and show up because it's already coming. So treat it no differently than that. You don't have to keep purchasing it over and over and over again. So hopefully that made sense and helped. And hopefully this reading as a whole resonated for you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. Yeah, you'll also know that way then whenever I go live. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I go live every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I definitely hope to see you guys there for one of those. And I'm also open and available for private readings too. So information about private readings, live readings, ways to contact me, anything and everything is in the description box down below. So there you go on that. But otherwise, I am very thankful and grateful to you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.